Hi, welcome to Two Batches.
Two Batches Cooking is about home style with ease.
I'm Maria.
And I'm Rosemary.
Welcome in.
Let's go inside and get started. Amen, sister.
Amen.
Woo!
Okay, fall is here, and in my house that always meant more baking.
Yep,
so,
baked goods. Yep.
Baked goods. Not that my mom didn't make them all year round as well as my grandmother, but actually this recipe I'm going to share with you today is called Spitz Boem Brot.
Spitz Boem Brot.
Spitz Boem Brot, which I've been told the translation is poor boy bread. It is a sugar cookie dough with a jelly or jam of your preference. Apricot was always used. That was the preference in our house, but apricot jam, and then you actually save some of the dough and roll out and make lattice. So kids can help in this process too. And you put it on top of it, bake it for 25 minutes, and then dust it with a little powdered sugar, and you have dessert.
And so this was your grandma's recipe, but your mom made it.
Yes.
Okay,
Yep.
great. So I'm going to do a sour cream coffee cake, and this was my mom's signature recipe. And my mom was not a great cook. Her mom was a good cook, but my mom had 4 kids by the time she was 26. She was a critical care nurse. She was doing whatever she could to get things on the table. But this coffee cake is really her recipe, her thing. I'm going to make it in her pan, actually. And it is a classic, tried and true, traditional coffee cake. Slightly sweet, but not too sweet. Just wonderful. It's got a little bit of cinnamon and cocoa in it, just a little stripe of that you'll see as we cut into it later. And it's just, cup of coffee, sitting down, glass of tea, whatever, it is just a great bread. You'll love it.
Sounds great.
Perfect. To our moms.
To our moms.
Let's go. Okay, so sour cream coffee cake. So I told you I was going to make this in my mom's pan. And so here it is. This is lightly buttered. It's got 2 pieces to it. And this pan is, I don't know, this pan may be as old as I am. Okay, so the first thing you do, it's almost like a cookie recipe. You're gonna cream the butter and sugars. So, so you're going to put in, this is 1 cup of sugar. And this is 1 stick of butter. So we're gonna put that in. And we're gonna try this Danish whisk to see if we can get it to work. Okay, so let's cream this. Am I doing it right with the whisk?
Yes.
There's the oven going off. So the oven's set at 350. So we're trying this new whisk in place of beaters just to see if we can work this whole recipe with it. But you can use a hand beater, or you can use your stand mixer. So then you're gonna add in your egg kind of one at a time. Last one. Perfect. So you've got your sugar and your butter creamed, and you've added in your eggs. And then you're going to alternately add in the dry ingredients. Okay, so we're going to do 3 cups of flour, 3 teaspoons of baking powder, and 1 teaspoon of baking soda. So I'm just gonna put all this together in here. I'm gonna alternatively add in the flour, baking powder, and baking soda. So let's incorporate that a little bit.
How's that whisk working?
You know what? I think it's easy. It's very easy to handle. So you do have a bit of more elbow grease that goes into it. So, but I think that's okay, It's exercise, right? And actually, we're adding in the dry, and we're adding in the actual sour cream part. So this is the sour cream part of the coffee cake. So you do about 1.5 cups of sour cream. I'm gonna put in the cup right now. And then I'll add the dry ingredients again, and then I'll put in the last 1/2 cup of sour cream. So put this in there. So I guess what I would say about this whisk is you have a little bit more control over it, I think, than you do hand beaters.
Mm-hmm.
Like I feel like hand beaters right now would be, if I didn't,
Fly.
yeah,
You'd have stuff
flying everywhere, right? So.
And we'll talk about the whisk later, but we did purchase these. We purchased 2 whisks to do a test so that we could let you know if it's worth your investment.
And so the last one is the last half cup of sour cream. And then I'm gonna put it all together. Okay. All right. So this whisk actually has a really sturdy handle. You do feel like you're kind of in control here. Okay, perfect. So this, we're gonna put half of the batter in, and then we're gonna put this layer of filling. And so this is 3 tablespoons of cocoa powder and 1 teaspoon of cinnamon. So that gives it kind of a really, really nice taste. Okay, so as you can see, we've got half of the batter in the pan right now, and we're gonna put in the filling. So again, this is the cocoa powder and cinnamon mix, and you just let it rip. And so when you actually cut this, it makes a nice line.
The cocoa and the cinnamon smell great.
It's just a great combination, and as soon as I smelled it, it's like, oh yeah, this is it, right? So smell is such an important and strong sense. So now we're just gonna cover the top and give it one more layer and pop it in the oven. Okay, so we can try. So we are completing the top layer, and you can use your fingers to push things into place. This is a coffee cake, it's not a wedding cake. Doesn't have to be perfect, it's good if it looks a little bit rustic, a little bit authentic. And so we are ready to pop this in 350 for 1 hour. So let's get a quick look at it before it goes in. Yummy, cinnamony, cocoa-y, sour creamy, yummikins, right? Okay, let's see if I did this right. So this has been baking for 1 hour.
Oh,
Fog up my glasses. That's what it looks like, folks. So if you remember, like it was just kind of hand put together, looked not perfect, but look, this is how it comes out. So we're gonna let it cool for a little bit, and then we'll actually lift this out, and then we'll cut it and enjoy it. So
great.
thank you, Mom.
All right, so I'm gonna make Spitz Boem. I have a cup of Crisco in the bowl, and this is something that you just put everything together and you mix it up. So I have 3 cups of flour. I have 1 cup of sugar. Okay, I am gonna
Danish whisk again.
I have my Danish whisk.
So can I just make a comment about the Danish whisk while you're doing this?
Yes.
It cleaned up so quickly, and once you get the hang of it, I just like it more than dragging hand beaters out.
It really takes a little getting used to, but it does the job. It works well. You're right. It does not send stuff flying all over like if you had an electric mixer.
Yep,
So
yep, exactly.
So I have 3 eggs. I'm going to add a teaspoon of baking powder. I have 3 tablespoons of milk or cream. I'm going to put in about half of the rind of a lemon.
That smells
Okay,
good.
so now we're just going to mix this up. It's a softer dough because you don't roll it out when you put it in the pan. You just put some to the side to make for the lattice, and you just press it with your hand. So it's an easy dough to work with. Okay, so now it's well mixed, and you just want to go in here with your hands, and the heat of your hand makes it form this dough. Name. Okay, so I have a jelly roll size pan here, and I'm going to leave about a baseball size worth of dough off to the side. Okay, so now I have spread out the batter in the pan, or dough, it's really not, and I've made sure that I have pushed the dough up a little bit to create a little ledge, because we're gonna fill it full of apricot jam, and that just prevents it from spilling over and sticking in the pan. So this is just something that I've added. I chop up dried apricots to add to the jam, but we're going to, this is 1 regular size jar of jam. Okay, so this was always my favorite part when I was younger because this is where I really got to help. So I'm going to, and because the dough is softer, you have to kind of start it, and you do need some flour on the table, but it doesn't stick a lot, so you don't need a lot. And they bake up, even if you think that the ropes that you made aren't perfect, it bakes up and it looks beautiful. So kind of, and this one just broke, so that's no problem. So I'm gonna continue on and make the ropes for the rest of it, and we'll be back shortly. All right, so I have, out of the baseball size bunch of dough, I just have a little bit left. I'm not gonna use it, but this is the finished product. Just, you can put them as close or as far apart as you want. It's your creation, so you can do whatever you like. But I wanna say, as Rosemary mentioned, the pan that she was using, this is also one of my mom's pans. It has made...
Jelly roll pan.
It is a jelly roll pan, and it has made hundreds of apple slices, hundreds of Spitz Boem. She made mooncakes, she made everything. So I'm happy to have this pan, and everything always turns out when I use it.
Yummy.
All right, so the Spitz Boem has been baking for a half an hour or 25 minutes. And it looks wonderful. And so you definitely want to let this set, let it cool off a little bit, because you can see that the jam is just bubbling, so it'll be boiling hot, but let it cool off for at least as long as you can force yourself to wait, 15 to 20 minutes, and then you can cut it into bars and it will be ready. We have dessert. We have the Spitz Boem.
So we're gonna serve that. Look at how it comes out, just perfect.
Thank you.
Perfect.
And then we have, now what did yours, this is
Sour cream coffee cake.
sour cream coffee cake.
Yeah, so we're gonna serve that.
Oh, look at that. That's oh, and it's steaming.
Yeah. So here's where you can see there's a little dark line, and that is
The
cocoa and the cinnamon. So, oh, I need one of these.
Yes.
Right. So, oh my gosh. Let's take a bite. I'm gonna take the Spitz. Oh my God.
Oh, I had
That's
your
your-
coffee cake.
That's for Mom.
It's so good. Yeah. This is,
I'm just use my fingers with this one.
both of these are just to die for.
Oh my God,
They're
they're so
so
good.
good.
I'm just using my fingers. Good
Wow.
one.
Well,
Cheers.
cheers to us,
To us.
to you.
Check us out.
We're on Facebook, YouTube.
Mmm.
I hope you make these.
Oh, it's so easy. It's so good.
That's right. Okay, till next time.